Hello, everyone. Welcome to our world. Welcome to Pico Explains. This is Witchy Audrey here, your fiery redhead, along with.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Witchy Pico. Witchy, witchy, witchy.
Oh, look, my hat's all
Oh
bended.
my God. Thank you all for listening. And
And getting a laugh with us.
Audrey, if this thing falls off of my fucking head, don't put it back on.
He's wearing it for the rest of the day, guys.
So, well, as you know, we are doing the spooky segment.
Spooky stories for Halloween, guys.
Ooh, and it's
The
only obvious we are doing the witch.
witch. Yes.
All right, folks. Well, all right, Audrey, when you're ready, go ahead and jump
Okay.
on in.
So I was looking, it kind of dawned on me. I was like, how did witches start? You
Okay.
know, and they witches originated with magic and healing.
Hmm.
In ancient civilizations, they were the wise women or like the shamans, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then some butthole came along and decided they're evil. uh,
What a butthole.
yes, and this butthole, I'm gonna try and say his name. I'll put it up here because I'm gonna butcher it. Malleus Maleficarum.
Sounds like something from Harry Potter and shit.
Right? Oh, okay, our hats kind of look Harry Potterish, so it might work. But no, in 1487,
Hmm.
he published a manual on how to identify, prosecute, and execute witches.
Hmm.
Because witches, instead of being wise, healing women, usually they were midwives, they were healers, stuff like that. No, he decided they were evil
Hmm.
and they were devil worshippers, so they needed to be executed, kind of thing.
Hmm.
But this came about, and in Europe, it started in the Middle Ages. Okay, so when
Okay.
that's when women were being accused of being witches,
Hmm.
and it transferred over to to America, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
But in Europe, it was due mainly to mass hysteria.
Okay.
Which people are animals. You can't tell. Crowds. People are stupid. One person might be smart. A crowd of people are stupid.
Right.
We follow the leader. We're dumb.
Hmm. Well, just saying something on the side here, real quick. Have you ever seen the movie The Witch?
No, I haven't. No,
Yeah.
I haven't.
Um, that's an actual real good movie. It's a scary movie. I mean, I'm telling you now. You know what I mean? You'd scare the shit out of yourself, man, if you saw that. But it's a good movie. I remember still seeing when I saw it, and I checked it out, man. I was just like, man, this is a good damn movie, man. And I forget what year it came out, but yeah, I mean that portrayal of the witches and stuff like that, that was just kind of like really trippy. I
Was it
just
like a true story or is it
no, well, it was just the folklore of somewhere in the United States.
okay?
I think it was his family that was like booted out from their church community and everything. And without really spoiling it, I know you're never going to see it, but for our audience, just one thing after another just kept happening to them and stuff like that. And it was a very very detailed, very very good movie.
Okay.
And I mean, it's just like just had to bring that up real quick. So my apologies for that,
No,
Audrey.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
you're fine. Okay. But the mass hysteria of witches in the Middle Ages in Europe, when they
Hmm.
came over to America, that mass hysteria followed, which led to the Salem witch trials,
Hmm.
which were caused by social tension, fear, and religion. Mass hysteria again.
Yeah.
And it didn't help because you did have a few women to be um, saved from execution. If you admitted to being a witch and gave up your other, the other witches, you would be saved from being executed. So, if it's life or death, I'm not gonna deny that I'm not a witch and die. I'm gonna be like, I'm a witch,
Well, I don't know if you know this,
but
but
I'll point him out.
yeah,
Take Pico.
I don't know if you know this, but that's the American way, ratting each other out. I mean,
Right?
I'd
Save
do
your
that.
own skin, right?
I'd
Save
be like,
yourself.
Pico, we're gonna kill you if you don't rat Audrey out. They go, it was her. It was her.
He don't even
She made
hesitate.
me do it.
Doesn't even hesitate. But yeah, that's what added to the mass hysteria.
I got a quick story, real fast.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
it's
Well.
about my mom, real
Okay.
fast.
Well, go ahead and tell me the story.
Okay, so This story is about my mom,
Oh
because
no.
my mom was, you know what? Sometimes it's just the shit that she would do. It's just like it make you think. Sometimes, you know what I mean? It's just like Nana was like creepy sometimes. You know what I mean? You know how I make these predictions and stuff like that. And I tell you all the time, I get it from Nana,
Yeah.
and then like 98% of the time, I'm always right.
That comes out like verbatim how
I
you
I'll trip
predicted it.
I'll trip her out sometimes. People, it's just like when I make my predictions or something like that. She trips out on it, and that's how my mom was with me when she would tell me stuff, and she would just say shit out of the blue, man, and it would just happen. You know what I mean? And that's why I was kind of like, well, what the hell? So anyway, my point is, we were uh, we were living in California. This is when I was younger, and my mom and my dad, well, my family in most cases, we would take a walk over to the LA area where they had a lot of like the open air swamp meets. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
And I was walking with my mom, and then we're just kind of like doing our thing, walking around and everything. And all of a sudden, there's this lady that just like after clearing the path and everything, we saw this lady sitting like her butt on the concrete, and her husband or her man, whatever, was just there like pleading for someone to help. You know what I mean? It's just like, help her, she needs help. To me, she looked like she like dehydrated.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
heat stroke or something. Okay.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, Nana like moves everybody out of the way, like pushing everybody out of the way, right? And I'm not lying to you guys. This is really what happened. Okay, she moved everybody out of the way and then grabbed that lady and put her like head like up to her stomach and just started like doing this finger action. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like on her forehead and all this shit. And I'm just kind of like, what the hell are you doing, Nana? You know what I mean? And I'm just like
You're
tripping out.
manhandling this woman.
And she's just there, the lady just like, you know what I mean? I'm like, you're killing her. I'm thinking to myself, stop it, Nana. Stop it. You know what I mean? And sure enough, no bullshit lie, after a little while, just her her fingering or whatever, if you will, or her magic chant and everything like that. All of a sudden that lady felt better. No bullshit lie. Whatever she was under, you know what I mean? Just like, Nana just put that shit in her head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she just started feeling better and started thanking, my mother, just like, thank you. And then, she was all like, I guess asking if she has, these kind of special powers or whatnot. And I was translating to my mother what it was. And she just kept nodding her head. Yes, yes. I'm just,
You're the.
I'm part of the wind or some shit like that. I'm all like, shut up, Nana. Let's get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? But really, man, she spooked me out when she did that shit. You know what I mean? But just like I saw her right there, she felt better.
Is that like one of those things you do to me? He does this to me. He'll come in, he'll get my big forehead and be like, and push my forehead. I'm like, is that your magical powers?
I'm all like, you gonna feel better, baby. Whoop, and she's all like, ah. But yeah, I mean, she was just claiming that she had powers and shit like that, and then, I mean, this white lady from LA believed her. You know what I mean? And I tripped out, but those things, as I mentioned before, it's just like, us Latinos, we're superstitious people. There are times where I'll get in there and I'll just be like, okay, this is creepy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But we don't question it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? We just kind of like, okay,
Okay, get the hell out of Dodge.
yeah.
As long as
So
it's.
anyway, in closing, that's what happened. That's what happened with that. But please continue, Audrey. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but that's the same
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing with the
Mm-hmm.
Salem witch trials.
Mm-hmm.
It was the mass hysteria. Your nana would have been a wise woman, one of the wise women, but you know, she gets the wrong white woman, then guess what? She's a witch. She's evil. She's a devil worshiper.
Yeah.
And then if you translate incorrectly,
Yeah, exactly.
your nana's like, yes, yes, oh yeah, devil, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Nana's all like, come here, sweetie pie. That's what she would always say, sweetie pie, come to Nana.
Yeah, that's not creepy. Nothing creepy about that, Nana.
I'm telling you, man. But all right, is that all we got for the series there?
Well, the Salem witch trials,
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of surprised there were over 200 accused of being
Mm-hmm.
witches. This lasted a little over a year. It
Mm.
was February of 1692 to May of 1693 that the Salem witch trials happened. I thought it was longer than a year. I was kind of surprised, but there were over 200 accused. Only 25 deaths came about from the Salem witch trials. I thought it was hundreds of
Mm.
people who died. There was only one man who died. Mm-hmm.
But of course.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. But the last thing is one of the ways that they did the testing, I know I've heard this in the past, was a swimming test.
Mm.
You know, they throw you in the lake. If you float, you're a witch and they're gonna burn you at the stake.
Right.
If you drown and sink, then you know you're not a witch and you're innocent. But guess what? You died because we drowned you. That was our you know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was our little episode on the witches, and now Nana's gonna be creeping me out, guys.
Yeah, Nana's coming for you tonight, so you better be careful.
You better stop it.
I'm gonna direct Nana over there to your mom. She'll be like, yeah, you see her, go ahead and mess with her. But all right, well, Audrey, you know, good stories as usual. I just want to say something quick on the side. If you guys get the chance, check out Pico's Ghetto Stories, the Right Guard episode. The Right Guard, it's the deodorant.
I snorted on video, guys.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's a funny episode. Hang in there until the end. That's when it gets super hilarious. So other than that, Audrey, do you want to close us?
Yes, absolutely. You all can reach us at picoexplains with an S at gmail.com. You can get us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Pico Explains on all 4 platforms, guys. If you would like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, we'd appreciate it, guys. And it was good doing this story. And Nana, be nice to me tonight.
You better watch out. Come, sweetie pie. All right, folks, be good to yourselves, be good to your pets, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.